let me say that we get together here on Wednesday evenings and talk about the early days of single sideband. A lot of us are on vacuum tube radios. Some folks come by on the later hybrids. Other people come by on their modern radios and are interested in what we're doing. And if you're interested in that, everybody's welcome. Buy-sell trades are perfectly good here if they're vintage radio related. Let's keep it down to that. And if you're working on a radio and you've got some questions about what's happening with the radio you could use some help with, a lot of expertise is present here, and this is a good time to ask the question. And that's always my favorite part of the net when we get a discussion going about what to do about a problem with the radio. Tonight I'm on the Collins S3 line, and if I get around to a second shift, I'll talk on my very vintage Heathkit single sideband adapter from 1959, excited by a Collins permeability tuned oscillator from 1948. Okay, I've got a small number of earlies here. I'll call them, and then we'll just pass it around and take some check-ins here. And I don't know who for sure is all here. Sammy, W5DPP, you still with us? K5LYN.
Well, I'm still here, there, Lynn, just listening right now. Good evening to everybody there, W5DPP.
Okay, Sammy, are we hanging to the right frequency here from your end?
Yes, sir, sound just fine. Here, Lynn.
Okay, we'll go with it. All right. TXW, what do you say, George? Over to you.
All around the net from WB5TXW here on the usual F line 32H175 S3. I am barefoot, for sure, 444 microphone, 75-meter dipole, and hearing everybody pretty good. WB5TXW back to net.
Sounding good, George. All right, Mr. Ron, WB5RON. Hey, Ron, heard you a while ago. You still with us? Over to you, K5LYN.
Yes, sir. I'm on lightweight power, running my Swan 500. But this is WB5RON.
You got the Swan 500 barefooted, Ron?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, it's doing a good job. You got that thing talking up not quite as loud as you were last week on the Heathkit, but it's sounding good. Any new projects on your end, Ron?
What was the last question?
I say any new projects on your end?
No, not on the radios. Just a lot of farming, wheat, mowing the pasture, a lot of farm work.
Okay, all right. Good to hear you tonight. Moving on, how about WB1E, Doug?
Hello, this is WB1E, Doug over here in Bryan, just north of A&M University, just north of Houston. And I'm talking to you on also a Swan 500. Ron, that thing sounds great, your S9 here on this radio. So Swan 500, just no fancy suffixes, just a straight thing, and getting a little help out of 4 kV on two 3500s in the form of a Henry Classic X, and then that goes out to a flat top V-beam, which is has the ends pulled together to 60 degrees, which dropped the input impedance from 75 ohms to 50. So no bowing, nothing. So it's just a coax into a small little tuning section made out of twin lead, about 5 feet long, 3 inches wide, and then up to the spreader bar. But that's the story from here, Lynn. I'm working on some 8 waters, a couple guitar amps that I make and sell. They're small little guys, mainly made for recording. So anyway, looks like an old night kit. So take it back there, Lynn, K5LYN, and the net. This is WB1E.
You know, Doug, week after week, you have usually the strongest signal into my station here in Austin, and excellent audio quality. You can really feel good about that station. It's exactly right. Over.
Boy, I'll tell you, I get that time and time again, even on different equipment, so it must be the location here in some of the best bottomland in the Brazos County. So thank you very much, Lynn.
I think the quality of the operator has quite a lot to do with it. Nicely done, Doug. All right, let me see. Keith, are you still hanging out with us? UTZ, are you still there? Okay, maybe not. I've only got two more on the early list. How about WOZ? What do you say, Dan?
Oh, yeah. Good evening, Lynn, Jay, all the other boat anchor people. This is Dan, KWZ in Houston, talking on my old Kenwood PS530 SP with a Kenwood MC50 microphone, and I'm driving a Heathkit SB220. It's putting out about 1,300 watts, and it'll do more because it's got the 1.8 amp transformer in it instead of the 0.7, but no need to push it, I guess. The antenna is kind of a waterlogged 2-band bazooka. I believe that we got about 2.5 inches of rain in the last couple hours. Yep, 2.14 inches, in fact. So we got our share of rain in the last week or so for the summer, I think. That's about it. Working on, just finished up a big amplifier. It was being built for a fellow. Hopefully going to make a new plate cap for that on my lathe in the next couple of days. Got some raw material to make it out of today. Gonna make that plate cap, put a lid on this thing, and with some perforated aluminum, and haul it out. Get going on my own junk. So that's it from here, Len. Back to the KWOZ.
Excellent signal, Dan. It's working beautifully for you. And about the rain, you know, when I look at the radar, you guys this week have had storms out there in the Gulf. Quite a lot of them. Is that where you're getting some of this rain, or how's that working? Have you seen those big storms that have been going on out in the Gulf?
Yeah, except this one came from the north, so I have no idea where this rain is coming from. But this was a big deluge this afternoon here.
Wow, yeah. Everything's missed us here, and we really wanted it really bad. But I thought that was pretty weird, all the stuff I was seeing in the Gulf and not much of it on the land. Okay, Dan, nicely done. All right, Mr. CXG, tell us about it, Bob, K5LYN.
Well, still, just been messing around. We got a cool day today, and don't know much of anything new around here. I'm trying to find another boat anchor of some sort. Hadn't decided which yet, but I'm always on the lookout for one. Maybe I've never had a Swan 350, and back in the 70s I really wanted one. I didn't have one, but didn't have the money to get one. But I'm going to hunt one of them one of these days, and that'll probably be something to play with for a while. Other than that, that's about it. Everybody have a good week. I'm enjoying the net. I'm hearing everybody real well tonight for some reason. Eddie, I'll get up in the mornings and work people in the mornings like I do. It's been terrible. It has been the worst morning bands I've ever seen. I mean, you just can't talk to anywhere hardly before 7:30 or 8 o'clock, and maybe that'll straighten out. That's it for me. Everybody have a good week. Catch y'all next time. K5CXG.
Well, Bob, these have been very bad times for propagation. You know, I've done a thing on 20 meters on Sunday afternoons for many, many years, like 25 years. And I go in there now and I can hear one or two stations on all of 20 meters. It's really horrific. So I'm not surprised that it's showing up elsewhere. Okay, Bob, anything else on your end before I see what else is going on out there?
Just one thing. I've heard them calling you on 20 meters a lot of times. I don't know whether you answer them or not, but I've heard them calling you a lot on that net. Yeah.
I hear one or two people, and that's about it. It's a little worse for me being in central Austin, but it's not that noisy. It's just terrible propagation. Okay, Bob, great to hear you. All right, before I give it to a different net control, anybody want to talk to me about boat anchors? K5LYN, calling and listening. Okay, I got Tango November and Charlie Delta. Who was Tango November?
Hey, good evening. This is Whiskey 5 Tango November, W5 Tango November. Go ahead.
Okay, do I know you? If I do, I've forgotten.
No, first time check-in on this net. Name is Dave, Delta Alpha Victor Echo, located in Dripping Springs, just west of Austin. running a Collins KWM2 tonight with a 220-foot doublet antenna fed with ladder line to a Dentron Super Tuner barefoot. Go ahead.
Okay, Dave. Hey, KWM2 is doing a great job. You probably heard I'm on the Collins, also Collins S3, including a 30L1 amplifier. Well, nice to make your acquaintance. My name's Lynn, same as the call. And tell us the story of your KWM2. You had it a long time, recent acquisition. What'd you have to do to get it up and running, that kind of stuff?
Roger, roger. Well, I've had it for about 15 years. I bought it used in a ham fest. I got my ham license when I was 14 in 1981, and always was interested in Collins and ran across these about 15 years ago, and I picked up a KWM2, and then shortly after that a full S line, and haven't done too much to them. They're pretty much stock. Just did a capacitor replacement here and there, and did an alignment, and other than that, they're running fine. Go ahead.
Okay, one comment about the Collins. The on-off switch is likely to fail if you don't put a relay in there or turn the radio on and off some other way, or if your power supply has had a relay installed in it so that the on-off switch turns on the relay, then all the current goes through that. The failure rate on that on-off switch is very high. What's the status of yours?
It's working fine for now. Do you just turn it on and off with like a power, like with the AC power switch, with like a from the AC main?
Yeah, I sure would do that. I would leave it in the on position and use an outlet strip to turn it on and off until you get around to putting a relay in the power supply, because the failure rate after 50 years is around 100%. What I did on mine, you can get very complicated about it, but I didn't do that. I stuck a relay on the back of my power supply right over the serial number with some silicone seal and then wired it in there with existing holes between a couple of the tubes, and that way your on-off switch turns on the relay, but all the current then is turned on by the relay, and all that doesn't go through that on-off switch. But an outlet strip will work fine.
Roger, K5L and W5TN. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense, because I do know that 120 volts goes right through the power switch, so that's a good call, and I'll definitely make some changes here on the way I turn this thing on.
Yeah, I sure would, because it'll save you the failure of that switch, and that's one of the prime directives on vintage Collins stuff. All right, Dave, we're glad to make your acquaintance. We're here every Wednesday, and in the winter, when we've got long skip, it's a lot of fun, and sometimes we can work coast to coast, so glad you came by. Okay, I'm going to move on here and talk to KL7CD, since I haven't talked to him in New Mexico. What do you say, Mike, K5LYN?
K5LYN, this is Delta, Maria Delta, New Mexico. Let me turn this gain up just a little bit. I'll get it better. Hey, I'm doing great. I'm fixed to come home about the 8th of September back to New Braunfels, and I'm really dreading it because I've been watching the temperatures, and they're quite high, triple digits a lot of days. Today here was about 75. We had thunderstorms move in, we had hail, and about an inch of rain, and temperature dropped to about 60, and then the sun came out and it went back up to about 70, so pretty nice weather. We've got the windows open right now, no AC on. That was just that way in the evening, so I'm really hating to leave it. I think if we didn't have something else planned in September, I would probably stay through the month of October before I go back there. And I'm running the MCOM 701 here tonight. I don't have a boat anchor rig. Next summer I will. I'll start moving some of my equipment out here to Ruidoso. My project, I got a GSP 201 amplifier up there, or a quad 572B, and that's my boat anchor for here tonight. My project this summer has been a shed out in the back of this house that we bought at 8x12, and I repurposed it as a shack out there. And so I've been working all summer on that. We had power run to it last year, and this year we wired up the shack, all the outlets, including 220, light switch, the light, air conditioning. I have a split unit with inside unit is about 9,000 BTU. It's a pretty small unit, but it cools the shack really well because I've put extra up the battery with area. Recently finished internal panel, and tomorrow we're going to start on putting insulation in the floor and flooding it. So next year when I come back, all I'll have is just trim work and odds and ends, maybe some painting. But it's pretty much ready to go. Anyway, Lynn, that's what's happening here in Rizos, New Mexico. I hope you're copying me. You're coming in real fine here in central New Mexico. K5LYN and the boat anchor is this is KL7 Charlie Delta.
Yeah, okay, Mike. It's pretty noisy here, and I didn't have quite 100% copy on you, but I copied most of it. Did you tell me when you're coming back to Texas? Over.
Yeah, Roger. It'll be September 8th. September 8th.
Okay. Yeah, I thought I heard something about September, but I wasn't sure. Okay, good deal. Well, we look forward to seeing you. And you're doing exactly what I wanted to do all my life, and that's spend summer in the Rocky Mountains. That's a great place to be. All right, Mike, great to hear you. Okay, Jay, I probably better pass the hat here. KM5QS and the boat anchors, K5LYN.
Okay, Lynn. Yeah, it's, yep, there's a few left out there, I'm sure. I heard a couple a while ago, but I got two more on the list. Anyway, this is Jay, KM5QS. With Boat Anchors Unlimited Net. Tonight I am on a set of Kenwood T599D twins, and they are circa somewhere between 1972, 1975, somewhere in that area, and seem to be working pretty well. I'm driving a pair of 3CX800A7s and an old Alpha 374A and homebrew antenna and all that kind of stuff. All that being said, maybe I'll still be able to hear WJ5MS. How about you, Jim? You still there? I bet I crawled him across the room. He wasn't ready for that. KK5DR, how about you?
Well, good evening. This is KK5DR, Matt, and I'm on my Yaesu FT102 tonight, barefoot, 190 watts out. The microphone's Yaesu Mike Delta 1. Not much here, just hot and waiting for the cool weather to show up finally this fall. Thanks a lot, and back to the net. KK5DR.
All righty, Matt. Good deal. 102 sounds good as usual. How about, I don't know if you're still here or not, Bill, WY5T?
Recheck.
Who's the recheck?
Yeah, Jay, it's Mike, KL7 Charlie Delta. I didn't have the plate switch turned on my amplifier when I was talking to Lynn. Does this sound any stronger?
Yes, sir. You're up a little bit, but I was hearing you anyway before.
Okay, that was the third 100 watts. So, okay, thanks. I'm out. Back to net control.
Okay, Mike. Good to hear you. Be glad to hear you better when you're back in September. All righty, let's see who else. I guess WJ5MS. Jim, are you still out there? I guess not. Okay, anyone we haven't talked to wants to check in with Boat Anchors Unlimited this evening, come now.
5 Fox Papa Tango.
Mail double Kilo Echo 5 Quebec.
Okay, let me see what I can get here. Foxtrot, Juliet, Foxtrot. Go ahead, Freddie.
Roger. This is Freddie. I'm in Clear Lake. Tonight I'm running a Kenwood TS520 Sugar. The microphone is an MC50. I'm running it into an old SB200 heat kit amplifier into a homebrew fan dipole antenna with the apex at 12 feet. Over.
Sounds like it's working. It's Kenwood.
If it's a woody, it's a goodie. Hello, Dano.
All righty. Is that it, Fred? You got anything else for the net, Fred?
That's all I have before I hit my word counter question count. Over.
Okay, Freddie. Talk to you after a while. Station ending in Papa Tango. Go ahead.
Yeah, good evening, Jay. This is Paul, Whiskey 5, Foxtrot Papa Tango, or Forever Paying Taxes. I'm wanting to sell you those twins, and you got them sounding good. I'm over here in Jasper, Texas, and I'm running an old 530S into a SB200 and a Homebrew vertical loop out there. And that's the situation here, Jay. Over.
Oh, okay, Paul. Well, thanks again for selling me the twins. The only thing I really had to do was do a little bit of an alignment on the receiver. I finally figured out what I was doing and got it to where I could hear pretty good. But anyway, yeah, they're beautiful old radios. I think I'm going to hang on to them for a while. Just out of curiosity, was that a new set of finals in the transmitter?
I'm not sure, Jay. They're the ones that came in and I put that way.
Okay. No, they work fine. There's nothing wrong with it. Nothing at all. It actually puts out more than I thought it should, but I was just curious. Anyway, good to hear you, Paul. We're here every Wednesday night.
Roger, Roger. Thanks for picking me up. We'll be back next Wednesday, W5FDT.
All right. Thank you, sir. Who's next for the Boat Anchors Unlimited? Come now, please. Uh-oh. That was a... Y'all were all mixed together. Try it again.
Kilo Echo 5 Quebec KE5Q.
Kilo 5 Romeo November.
Okay, I think I got 3 here. YSP, go ahead.
Kilo Golf 5 Yankee X-Ray Papa. And my name is James out of Dripping Springs, Texas. Copy?
Yes, sir. Go ahead.
I'm talking on my boat anchor tonight. First time on the net with a JC-FT101 going through a FL2100B amplifier and using a dipole antenna. W5TN David, and he and I have been partnering up on some radio fun lately, so this is our latest experiment. Thank you for letting me on.
All righty, well, it sounds fine. I'm hearing you well down here in Alice, Texas, Dripping Springs. It's a pretty good ways away. Well, even with static crashes, you're still cutting through it okay. Anything else for the net?
I do have a hobby working on World War II radio equipment, both Willis Jeep radios, half-track radios, and also infantry radios. So stay tuned in here to any of the Q&A later. I may bring 1 or 2 questions up.
Okay, cool. That's a lot of stuff that, man, I used to have a bunch of that old stuff laying around. I'm pretty much out of it now. I've got a few Collins parts left, but not much. Just pieces out of an old tuner.
Copy that. Thank you. 73.
Yes, sir. Okay. Okay, Dave. Kilo Echo 5 Quebec, I believe it was. Go ahead.
Yeah, okay. Good evening, Joe. On the net, this is Kilo Echo 5 Quebec. I'm not going around tonight. Jim and Polo, I'm on the HW12A. HW12A that we got in Belford, last Belford for $10. So that's what we're running here tonight. And copying everybody pretty good, and hopefully you'll hear me at least a little bit here with the old Heathkit. So appreciate you calling the net. KM5QS in the net. This is Kilo Echo 5 Quebec.
All righty, Jim. Thanks for checking in. Sounding pretty good down here. So let's see. Let me catch another one, and then I'll let Rusty take a shot at it. Romeo November. Go ahead, sir.
Right here. Well, this is Will over here in Jacksonville, Texas. The first time I've checked in, and we're checking in with some old gear, a 10-tech Omni 6, and an LK 500 ZC.
find about 400 or 500 watts. Good fishing arm, but it's getting old and tired. And again, the name here is Richard. Back to you, K5 Romeo November.
All right. Thank you, Richard. Thanks for checking in. We're here every Wednesday, so you're doing a fine job. Looking forward to hearing you next week. Rusty, are you ready to take a shot at it? KM5QS to WK5R.
KM5QS, WK5R. Well, I'll take a shot at it. Okay, who's next for the Boat Anchors Unlimited? Come now.
WK5 Tango November.
Okay, I got two there. WJ5MS. Go ahead, Jim.
I heard Jay call me a while ago when I was plumb across the house, couldn't make it. But, nevertheless, we forced our hands up and got in here and enjoy all these old radios. TR4 is what I'm using tonight with a D104, driving the SB220, and always have to mention it because I got a sponsor out there somewhere to request that it's just a real beautiful what the heck is that prefix? I don't know. It's a 2060 tuner in immaculate condition, and the fellow built it himself. At any rate, we put that out there at 132 feet wide, and that's the tail or the tall tail or whatever of that. Back to you there, Rusty.
All right, Jim. Your station's sounding good tonight there. Hearing you just fine there. Okay, Tango November, go ahead.
Thank you very much. Good evening, David, W5 Tango November in Dripping Springs, friend of KG5YXP you guys talked to just a few minutes ago, using a Collins KWM2. Don't get to use it very much, but I thought this would be a good opportunity. Go ahead.
Oh, Roger. Yep, we're here, like he said back, Jay said, we're here every Wednesday night. It's about 7:30 to 8:30, about an hour there. So you're more than welcome to check in with your Collins station.
Thank you very much. You're nice 5 and 9 here to Dripping Springs. How am I doing for you?
About the same here.
Okay, good. We're running barefoot, about 120 watts or so.
Well, I'm running a little bit more than that, but anyway, anything else for the net?
Negative. Thanks a lot. Thanks for letting me check in, W5TN.
Okay. All right. Who else for the Boat Anchored Unlimited? Come now.
Whiskey 5 Zulu Echo Whiskey.
Whiskey 5 Zulu Echo Whiskey. Go ahead.
Yeah, good evening, Rusty. Name here is Rob, Romeo Oscar Bravo. TCH here is Grapevine, Texas. Just picked up a Kenwood TS830. Just got it on the air here yesterday, and matching a Kenwood MC50 mic. Running barefoot this evening, and the antenna is a 250-foot, 80-meter loop antenna. Up anywhere from about 15 feet to 10 feet off the ground. So everybody's sounding good here tonight, and just excited to have an old hybrid rig here in the shack. WK5R is W5WW.
Hey, okay. Are you running the 830 barefooted?
Yes, sir. Barefoot.
Okay. Yeah, it's a working there. It would be easier to hear if you had a little juice behind it, but it's working fine there. I appreciate you checking in. Okay, who else for the Boat Anchors Unlimited? Come now. Okay, I heard a station there. Try it again.
Whiskey 5 Delta Alpha.
I think I know who that is, but I can't think of its name there. Is that who I think it is, Lynn?
Well, all I heard was Whiskey 5 Delta.
AC5 Delta? Is that what you heard?
Whiskey 5 Delta Alpha.
Oh, Delta Alpha. Look. Delta Alpha Echo. I couldn't say it either. Go ahead.
I guess I don't know what I checked into, but I'm real loud here in West Texas. This is Whiskey 5 Delta Alpha Echo. Over here in San Angelo.
Okay, I got you over there in San Angelo. Now, what you stumbled onto is we have the net here on Wednesday night, 7:30 to 8:30. It's the Boat Anchors Unlimited, where mostly what we do is Most of us are running the old vacuum tube rigs, some hybrids. People on modern rigs are welcome to check in if they're interested in what we're doing. So that's what this net's about there, over.
Okay, very good. Proud of you keeping it going. This rig here is Marathon 10 Eagle. Over.
Roger. 10 Tech's working for you there. I'm hearing you now. You was getting some QSB a while ago, but you're solid now, over.
Yeah, we've got a little thunderstorm noise going on in this neighborhood. What's your call and CTH, if you don't mind?
My call is Whiskey Kilowatt 5 Radio, and I'm one of actually 4 to 5 net controls we have here. We have 3 of us on the air tonight, rotating around so we can cover the area there. And I am located in Wills Point, which is about halfway between Dallas and Tyler. Over.
Okay. Very good. I have pretty good propagation going east and west, not so much north and south. Well, very good. Thanks for letting me join in. And I will try again another day. That's the trail from W5DA.
Okay, sounded good from Grapevine over there. We'll catch you next time. By the way, I'm running the normal stuff here tonight. For those of you I forgot to say that, I'm running the FT102 and the Homebrew GS35B and the Audio-Technica microphone into the fan dipole. Looks like about 1,325 watts or somewhere around there. Okay, who else for the Boat Anchors Unlimited? Come now.
Mike Tango.
Hey, go ahead, Mike.
Yeah, good evening, Rusty, and everybody on the net. Mike, WA5MTT in Round Rock. Again on the Collins S-line tonight, the winged emblem, 75 S2 receiver, 32 S1 transmitter, 312B4 station console, and amplifier is a 30 S1. Microphone is Electro Voice 674. That's it. Back to you, Rusty.
All right, Mike. That calling station sounds fantastic there. Anything else for the net, Mike?
No, just hope we get a little bit of rain. It looks promising now. At least some of the days seem to be changing with chances of showers. So let's hope that keeps going.
Roger. All right, we'll catch you next time or later on. Who else for the Boat Anchors Unlimited? Come now. Anybody out there we haven't talked to yet for the Boat Anchors Unlimited? Come now. I think I ran out of victims there, Lynn. K5LYN, WK5R. You take a shot at it?
Okay, Rusty. Well, let me ask you first, did I hit the target? Does this thing sound okay? Am I on the frequency and all that stuff?
Yeah, put Super Go on it. Sounds good, Lynn.
All right. Well, let me say something about this station. This is K5LYN returning. My name is Lynn. I'm in Austin. This is a very vintage station here. There's 4 pieces of equipment that make up this transmitter. The first is a 1948 Collins 310B exciter. It's basically a variable frequency oscillator that's built out of a permeability tuned oscillator. It's a very stable type of excitation, much more stable than any of the VFOs from the 1940s or even the 50s. And I'm using it to excite what Heathkit called their single sideband adapter. That's an SB10. In 1959, Heathkit put together a very primitive phasing type sideband generator that a person could use to change his vintage AM transmitter into a very basic form of single sideband. And I'm using it to convert a Heathkit novice transmitter, a DX60, to single sideband. And so that DX60 is putting out about 50 watts, and that's driving my Collins 30L1 up to about 350, maybe 400 watts. So I think this 1948 exciter might be the oldest transmitting piece of equipment we've ever had on the net. All right, let's see if there's anybody out there that can make some sense out of my signal and talk boat anchors with us tonight. Anybody like to check in? K5LYN, calling and listening.
Hello, Charlie 5 Lima.
KC5L, yes, sir. Talk to us, Tom.
Hey, good evening, Lynn, of the Boat Anchors Net. KC5L in San Antonio. And yes, your Frankenstein station is sounding great here. 70 miles south. Transmitting here on a lollipop mic, usual Central Electronics 200B, balance line tuner, homebrew open wire line, and double it up about 15 feet, and listening on the usual R390A. So that's about all I have here. Hope everyone has a nice evening, and back to net, KC5L.
Very fine, Tom. You and I, so far, are the only two vintage phasing exciters we've had on the net this evening, and your 600L sounds marvelous, spectacular, the way it always does. By the way, I'm also using a crystal microphone. It's not the original crystal in the D104, but a person can't tell that by looking at it. This crystal's, Mauser Electronics sold crystal elements for $4 for many years, and this is one of them. They don't have many more, but I wish they did. Anyway, great signal there, Tom. Anything else for the net this evening?
No, nothing else for the net. I think you said 600L. I don't know if I said 600L. I meant to say Central Electronics 200B. But yes, I wish I had a 600L to play with. So, hi there. Anyhow, nothing else back there.
I probably did say 600L. I meant 200V, but we get Central Electronics on the brain because it was such good equipment, and it's hard to get our minds straightened out. Anything else, Tom?
No, that's it. Back to next.
I had a 600L for many years, and I've got one over here, but the low voltage power transformer's out of it, and that's a real problem. It's in the to-do list, you know. All right, who else wants to talk vintage radio this evening? K5LYN, calling and listening.
K5LO.
Oh, what do you say, Mike?
Oh, scared to talk. I'm coming tonight on the T4XB and R4B that I was working on last week. I think I've got most of the issues worked out on it anyway.
Well, it's real strong. You got an amplifier too, I guess.
Yeah, I'm running that homebrew with two 4-400, probably about 600 watts right now.
Yeah, what's the story on that amplifier? Did you build it? Do I know about that?
No, I bought it. Someone else built it. It didn't have tubes in it when I got it, and I had the tubes, so I put the tubes in it and got it going again. But it's running about 3,500 volts on the tubes.
Well, be careful around that high voltage, but hey, if you get around to it, email me a picture. I'd like to see it, but you're strong as horseradish over here. I've never heard you anywhere near this strong.
Well, I don't usually run this amplifier. I haven't run it in quite a while, but since I got this T4XB going, I wanted to put some power through the amplifier, but that T4XB was quite a challenge. It turned out somebody had gone into the PTO and cut out one of the resistors in there.
Well, those things can be a problem too. I've got an R4B, and you get into that PTO, and the parts are underneath that circuit board. I mean, how'd you get to it to work on it?
I took the PTO out of the chassis.
Man, I'll tell you what, I've been afraid to work on mine. You were very courageous.
Well, it's not too bad. Just gotta have patience.
Well, you have all of my admiration. You did a nice job. All right, and that amplifier, come winter, you're going to be talking coast to coast with that station.
Oh, yeah, I love this amplifier. I'll send you a picture of it.
Yeah, I'd look forward to seeing it. All right. Okay, anything else on your end this evening?
Nothing else. It's K5LO back to net control.
Outstanding. Okay, let me have one more check-in, then I'll give it to Jay, and we'll go around the horn again. Who else for the net? K5LYN, calling and listening.
Whiskey Alpha 5, Edward David X-ray.
EDX, Byron, talk to us.
Yeah, K5LYN on the net, WA5EDX, Bluffdale, Texas. Talking to y'all tonight on FC101 DM, and or ZD, I guess, and it's hope it's getting out. Hope the audio's okay, but I'm on I guess this is a cheap CB mic on the thing. And like I said, barefoot into an inverted V up about 35 feet. Resting up today from a long trip up to Colorado. Me and the XYL made. Just got back from midnight last night. Had a good time in cooler weather. Took a radio up and did a little bit of portable 7 work up there. Checked into the Heathkit net Sunday a week ago, Lance, but I didn't hear you on there. Also worked Slovenia, that guy on 20 a couple of times. Of course, it's all on 20 meters. So I didn't completely give up ham radio during the trip, but enjoyed the cooler weather. Like I said, I didn't fall off of a cliff in Rocky Mountain National Park or get struck by lightning, both of which happened to people while we were up there. So I count myself lucky. Hi. I guess that's all I know for sure. Like I said, just glad to get back to Texas when there was a little bit of rain here at the place, and cloudy today and cooler weather, so I think I timed it just right, maybe. I hope. If that 100-degree stuff doesn't come back. So how does this whole thing sound, Lynn? You and Rusty and the gang all sounding loud in here. That barefoot 830 was loud into Bluffdale, and of course Mike owes me for several speakers counting tonight. MPT. Hi, Mike. Back to you, Lynn. That's all. W5EDX.
Okay, very fine, Byron. And by the way, let me say, KG7TR, Mike, if you're here, I'm going to be listening for you, and I'll call you in a minute. Byron, where in Colorado did you go? Colorado is one of my favorite places.
Oh, yeah, I thought I mentioned Rocky Mountain National Park. Spent a lot of time in Estes Park, and I think we went into the national park just about every day. Did a little hiking, and wife did a lot of oil painting. That was the main reason to go there. So that's where we went. We stayed in Loveland. Went to the Corn Fest one Friday evening, and took a little local flavor there in Loveland. So nice little town. Over.
Yeah, okay, yeah. Rocky Mountain National Park and Estes Park. I spent a week up there one summer. Fabulous place. You and KL7CD getting to go to the Rockies, that's one of my lifelong wishes that have never come true, at least to spend a whole summer there. All right, Byron, great to hear you. The radio sounds great. Anything else for the net tonight?
Negative.
All right. Okay, KG7TR. Mike, are you listening to us by any chance? K5LYN.
Put me on the list too, Lynn. KA5LYL.
Okay, I don't hear Mike, so I'll talk to you, Todd, for a minute, then I'm going to give it to Jay. Over to you, Todd, K5LYN.
All right, that works. KA5LYL, Todd, Corpus Christi. Let's see, the oldest thing in this station is the amplifier. It's an SB200 P-kit, and the radio that's driving it, that's a Kenwood TS590SG. I truthfully don't know how everything fit because I thought I had a failure in here earlier, but I don't think I did, so this thing probably is not sounding quite right. But we're doing what we can with what we have to work with. I'm fixing to downsize this station a good bit, but I cannot list any of it on here because the oldest thing that's there is a TS950, so anyway, that's about it. We're doing about, I can't really, that's not really, about 450 watts, somewhere along in there. The whisper just wouldn't get me to what it was, so that's about what I saw when I tuned it up. So, we're doing all that into an all-center-fed dipole. All-center-fed dipole that's up about 40 feet, 40 feet, maybe 35, something like that. And the microphone is one of these cheap Papa Yankee Lima Echo Pile. It's a, what do you call it? It's a clone of a Shure 55, a clone of a Shure 55. Looks like an Elvis mic. But it's cheap plastic. Get them $30 on man. across Amazon, and I'm having a senior moment. So that's it. Thanks, Lynn. Great net. Now I'm going to sit back and listen to the rest of the boat anchors. K85LYL.
Very fine, Todd. Your station sounds very nice. Okay, Jay, KM5QS, how about it? K5LYN.
All righty, Lynn. There's probably 2 or 3 left out there. We've only gotten up to 26 so far, and one of those was a recheck, so. All right, folks, this is KM5QS, Boat Anchors Unlimited this evening. If we haven't talked to you yet, come on down.
Recheck.
Who to recheck?
Foxtrot, Juliet, Foxtrot.
So what you need, Freddie?
I'm just rechecking on a Flex 3000, and the boat anchor is a Metron T1000 solid state amp from those I forget those places in foreign countries from embassies over.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about from back in the day. Okay, is that it?
That's all. Just wanted to check in on the boat anchor amplifier.
Okay. All righty, Freddie. Thank you, sir. So I'll talk to you later. Anyone else for the boat anchors this evening? Come now, please.
Alpha Delta Charlie.
Hello, Rick. Go ahead.
Good evening, Jay, and everybody on the net. This is Rick down in Harlingen, Texas, WD5AD6. And I'm on the KWM2 312B5 and a Shure, 55S microphone. The amplifier is a 30L1, and the antenna is an inverted V up about 30 feet.
Okay, sounds great this evening.
Yes, sir, and I am still looking for a band switch knob for a Helicopters Skyrider 28 or even a 32. Either one. It's the same thing.
Okay. Anybody out there got a band switch knob for a Helicopter Skyrider? Or what was the other one, Rick?
Well, it'll work on a SX32. It's all the same band switch knob. In fact, they made that band switch knob is on quite a bit of their equipment, and even some of their military stuff.
Okay, or an SX32. If anyone's got something like that, look up Rick, WD5ADC, and maybe he'd like to talk to you about one.
Yeah, Jay, I'm also good on QRZ.
Yeah, okay, I'm sorry, I thought I meant to say that. When I said look up, that's what I meant. You're good on QRZ.
Yeah, I never said that, but you reminded me.
Okay.
Yeah, that's about it. It's 7-3, Jay. Everybody.
Okay, Rick. Good to hear you. Thank you, sir. Anybody else for the Boat Anchors Unlimited? Come now, please. Okay, Rusty, see if you can round up the stragglers.
Okay, I'll give it a shot there. I will tell Byron, WA5EDX, that I heard him when he checked in from Colorado there to the Heathkit net. I couldn't talk, but I heard him. Anyway, this is WK50 with the Boat Anchors Unlimited. Anybody else left out there that we hadn't talked to yet? Come now. Oh, I asked call for the Boat Anchors net. Anybody out there that we haven't talked to yet? Come now.
Well, thanks for the report. Signal report to Colorado there. Thanks a lot.
You're welcome, Byron. Well, I didn't raise anybody else, Lynn. You want to tie a ribbon on it? K5LYN, WK5R.
Yeah, we can do that. It's been a spectacular night. I've been looking for, better propagation as we get further into the fall and into the winter, because 80 meters gets really fun when it's like that. It's been a struggle through the summer. We still had net tonight and lots of people. All right, I'll say my 73s to the group, and we'll see everybody later in the week and certainly next Wednesday evening. And I'm going to give it over to Jay, and then listen out. KM5QS, K5LYN, 73s, and standing by.
Okay there, Lynn. Yeah, it's been a pretty good net. And I believe it was Tom that you were talking to a while ago, KC5L, that said something about he sure would like to have a 600L. I've seen one fairly regularly on QTH that's supposed to be in pretty good condition. He's also got a 200V for sale, but just a thought there. Anyway, we appreciate everybody that checked in this evening, and if there's anybody we missed that just woke up, this is the last call. Go ahead. Well, nobody but the bleed over. So, Rusty, you want to say goodnight, and I'll pass it to you.
Well, I'll try. You caught me with a mouthful of food, Tim. I'll say 73s all the way around. Appreciate everybody checking in. And the Boat Anchors Unlimited. We'll look forward to y'all back next week there. We'll now close this session of the Boat Anchors Unlimited and return this frequency back to normal amateur use. WK5R.
Good net, guys. I think I could hear everybody. KWOZ.